Hey there guys, it's Harry, and today I have a 60 to 9 gameplay on the map Lockdown, using the ACR 6.8 with Specialist, and I almost get the M.O.A.B in this game, but I get picked off nicely while on the streak. The loadout I'm using is Sleight of Hand, Quick Draw and Sitrep Pro, and then I'm using the Specialist Killstreaks, this being Stalker, Scavenger and Hardline. Now today I got a reply on one of my recent videos saying, "Talk about tips for getting M.O.A.Bs. I really want to get one, but I just can't do it." So today what I'm going to be talking about is what to think about and what to use when getting the M.O.A.B. So number 1, don't be disheartened when you die. There's always a next time. If you die on a 22 gun streak, you've just got to take into consideration the way in which you were killed and make sure that it doesn't happen again. And become the impossible target. I'll get onto that later on in the commentary. 2. Don't actually think about going for the M.O.A.B. I've done this thousands of times and it really doesn't work. I tend to overthink situations I'm putting myself in, and before I know it I've been picked off by the enemy, before I've even seen them. You can't imagine how many times I've done this. Too many to count, so trust me with this. Number 3. Stick to the outsides of the map. If you aren't the best of players, now this isn't me being rude, but if you have never got a M.O.A.B before, then you probably don't know the spawns that well. Better players seem to rush through the centre of the map, knowing which way to go, and then making sure they pick off the enemies with as little bullets as possible, and trying to make themselves the impossible target. Now I say impossible target, at the start of the commentary, well, this is the same as saying making yourself harder to hit. There are many ways to do this. I'd recommend changing your sensitivity to a higher one, such as 7 to 10. This will make it easier to turn on somebody if you know where they're coming from. Also, I recommend changing your button layout to tactical. This helped me so much at the start of Modern Warfare 3, because it allowed me to drop shot or go prone quicker by using the right analog stick instead of having to stretch my fingers all the way to the B button. Then there are playstyles. My favourite and the one I use the most is rushing, also known as attacking. This is basically, instead of going for the first flag at the start of the game, I rush straight to the enemy flag and kill as many people as possible, and from playing the game quite a lot I know where the next spawn is, so I rush over there and continue to do this until I get the M.O.A.B. Many people have attempted to do this, or this playstyle, and only few make it work. Don't worry, it hardly ever works for me, but it's the most fun way of playing, and it does get you some good gameplays, even if you don't get the M.O.A.Bs. So if you aren't the best of players, stick to the outsides of the map. There is nothing worse than when you're on your M.O.A.B streak and you decide to shortcut it through a high traffic area and get picked off unreasonably. So don't try to cut the map, and pick off the stragglers rather than going for larger groups of people, because you'll be picked off in a situation where there's 4 enemies and 1 of you. But if you have to venture into the middle of the map, do it cautiously and make sure to duck behind cover wherever there's a possibility, because on this game you can never tell if there's someone camping in a corner waiting to kill you. Number 4. Weapons. I'd recommend using an assault or a submachine gun weapon, because they are more mobile and easier to fire with. In my preference, I would use either the ACR, G36C, P90, PP90M1, MP7, AK47 or UMP45. Now these weapons are powerful and very mobile, with the right perks set and with the tactics. That is number 5. Number 5. Perks and killstreaks. I would personally use the Specialist Killstreak, because you get extra perks and the addition of getting all the perks and proficiencies after the 7 or 8 kills depending on hardline or not. So for perk tier 1, I would use either Sleight of Hand or Scavenger, sometimes Extreme Conditioning if I'm rushing. Then perk tier 2, I would use Hardline or Assassin, because Hardline you get the M.O.A.B 1 kill earlier, so 24 kill streak, and getting assists also aids you when getting the M.O.A.B. Then I sometimes use Assassin to make sure I'm not seeing the enemy radar or portable radars, because some enemies throw down portable radars at the start just to see if there's anyone rushing. Then for perk tier 3, I would use Stalker or Sitrep. Stalker because you can move around corners quicker, which is helpful when rushing, or Sitrep for sound touring if you have a gaming headset to hear the enemy footsteps from further away. Number 6. Radar. One of the most important things to do when you're going for the M.O.A.B. The radar is your best friend. It helps you in times of need and gets you out of sticky situations if need be. Ask any pro player or pro YouTuber what helps you the most. I can guarantee the radar will be the one that comes up the most often. I would say 60% of my vision time is spent looking at the radar, wanting to know where the enemy spawn is, and picking off the enemies where I can. 7. Game modes. Play game modes with respawns on automatically. This means don't play game modes where you only have 1 life, such as Search and Destroy, or have timers after death, such as Sabotage. I would recommend playing something like Ground War, because you get the enjoyment of 2 different game modes and they have larger teams. but often people tend to go for the regular domination or kill confirmed game modes. In this case, domination is preferred because you can always have some incline of where the enemies are going to spawn, whereas in kill confirmed, the spawns are like team deathmatch. You push too far, the spawns swap. Then there's number 8, teammates. Knowing where your teammates are. I play solo most of the time. This is because it doesn't give me the distraction of talking while I'm getting gameplays. Often I choose to be on the opposite side of the map to my team. This is because the enemies are likely to spawn nearest to you, and then you have more of a challenge in keeping your life intact. However, when you are on a higher Moab streak, I tend to stick towards my team, so it gives me that extra support, so that they can be the cannon fodder to put it, and then you can kill the enemies. 9. Have fun. Now, I brush up on this topic kind of at the start of the commentary. Just enjoy the game, don't get annoyed, and make sure that you're not trying to go for the Moab, but just play the game and attempt to go for kill streaks or gun streaks, and eventually over a period of time the Moab will be an occurrence to you. So that's basically all I can say on this topic. Really sorry if this wasn't enough, but that's all I can really offer on the Modern Warfare 3 getting Moabs, and as Black Ops 2 is only days away, I don't know who will be using these techniques, but if you do and they work, please make sure to drop a like rating on this video, and if you haven't done so already, subscribe to watch more videos like this and more topical commentaries. But most of all, have a nice day. I will see you tomorrow with 2 more videos going up around 6 PM, and then Black Ops 2 on Tuesday. Goodbye.